friend asked me the other day, he said, but really, in a nutshell, what is it? So I replied, do you want to know what it is or what it does? What's the difference, he said. Well, what it is an algorithm. Math. I don't like math. Just that way. Well, what it does is many things. Okay, he said, then tell me. Is it a big thing or a little thing? So I said, what it is a very big thing. What it does is an even bigger thing, but it is a really small algorithm used in a big way. And he said, there you go again. It's big and it's little and it's math and it isn't and you aren't making sense. And he kind of paused for a moment. Why are you being so hedgy? I demanded to know. Well, through the years, I have withheld what it really is. It is such a grand claim that such information just gets in the way, even with the proof already built. He said, what proof already built? And I said, well, using the algorithm, I managed to extract a form of energy that Einstein theorized, but was not proven to exist until many years later. He went, And, well, using the algorithm, I managed to design replacement limbs, joints, artificial muscle, the function of the eye, a 3D television camera and viewing glasses, hearing glasses, even a new form of packaging, and identified the functional cause of tornadoes, mapped the entire functional system of the human brain, among other things, and created an IQ test. With one algorithm, I was also able to map out every key on a piano keyboard, all from the math. All from the use of the math? Yes, I replied. Then why hasn't this been the big news of the last century? Well, two reasons, actually. People who grow up in red rooms think everything is red, like inside the box, Yep. And, well, the normal way to determine if something outside of the box is for real is to judge where it comes from. Do it all the time, he said, but most times that is a poor way to judge, and of course I agreed. So I started NTC back in 1996 to make the proof. And he goes, you mean the crate in your storage shed with a robot inside? That would be it. So what is number 2, he asked me. It was way ahead of its time. So he asked, what's so different about now?
Almost every way we make electricity today, except for the emerging renewables and nuclear, puts out CO2. And so what we're going to have to do at a global scale is create a new system. And so we need energy miracles.
Neutronics Technologies Corporation, introducing Nutricity. Everything we know, our collective knowledge, has put us inside of a box. Thinking outside of that box has sadly become a cliché. Theories that do not fit collective knowledge are rejected immediately. Albert Einstein once theorized a cosmological constant that he later discarded as his biggest blunder. But as it turns out, he was right. In our search for alternative energy, what is passed as outside of the box thinking has remained inside the box of what we already know. Then, in 1988, everything changed. Two teams of astronomers announced that they had found evidence of dark energy, a mysterious force that is causing the universe to expand faster as it ages. Until 1988, we thought the universe was completely made up of the electromagnetic spectrum we think we understand. After the Hubble's observation that the universe is not slowing its expansion due to gravity, it was observed that something strange was out there. Calculations arrived at a massive 74% of the universe being some form of energy other than what we live in. It was Albert Einstein's cosmological constant, and it was a new and as yet unidentified dynamical energy fluid or field that filled all of the universe. The cosmological constant is everywhere. That means it is not just out there, it is also in here. In 1992, just 4 years after the Hubble telescope proved the existence of dark energy out there and Einstein's cosmological constant, in here, was discovered. How it was discovered involved months of calculations followed by trial and error, searching for the most elementary solution, the law of parsimony, the use of the simplest or most frugal route of explanation available. If the math was what it was, it would have to finish Einstein's search for a theory of everything. It would have to be the most simplest solution in order to apply in both directions to everything in the universe. Working from the most elementary force in nature, if the math were to be wrong, if the solution was not that simple, the results would be wrong. Nothing would come from the application of the equation, or if it did, it would not work equally in reverse. To prove the equation correct, it would have to be performed in a simple device. The device selected would be used in a way it was not designed to be used. It would have to perform the equation in its natural state. It worked. Applying the equation to electricity resulted in the release of the opposing force, a force that was measurable upside down, a force that was viable and fluid, a force that was itself a field, unlike any known before. This is the presentation of that discovery and its commercialization. Imagine an energy that is not electromagnetic, an energy that transmits data at the speed of light, an energy that is not dangerous to handle, an energy that is totally opposite of the electromagnetic field, an energy that is cold. From the relative perspective of the 4%, it is logical to deduce that what is viewed as out there must only be out there. Take the other relative perspective. The universe is 100% dark energy, with only 4% occupied by a force that encapsulates it. From this perspective, dark energy is inside the electromagnetic spectrum as the pilot wave around which all bright energy resides. To prove that, we would have to somehow extract or release dark energy from the electromagnetic spectrum. To release that pilot wave, to actually acquire it for use, we bind the electromagnetic wave, which in turn releases the pilot energy inside. The resulting wave is upside down to electromagnetic waves. How? The Casimir effect. Applying opposing poles of a battery to two close proximity plates releases the energy pilot wave. It is upside down to the electromagnetic spectrum. To accomplish the process of binding the electromagnetic spectrum, we use a transistor. Having conquered the acquisition of a force previously unknown, if the math was correct, it would have to be applicable to everything else. What would be the most demonstrative? Would it be the two-body problem in physics? Would it be gravity? Would it be the Heisenberg uncertainty principle? No. It would have to be something someone, everyone, could relate to. So while science was gazing out to the stars, this research once again looked inward. Everyone has a brain. For 3 years, the equation was applied to every known aspect of brain function. Many models were created and discarded as they did not calculate equally in reverse. Then, after returning to neutronics for further grounding, the underlying structure of brain function emerged. It worked. It calculated in both directions accurately. But how to demonstrate the process of thinking, of memory, of learning, of mechanical motion required a far more complicated device. In 1996, Neutronics Technologies Corporation made history. The world's first and only totally autonomous, intelligent learning robot, running without computers, completely in neutricity, minus the bridge to the motor and its functions, was built. Little Ricky took $25,000 to construct, but was ahead of its time. With 15 minutes of memory, Little Ricky learned its environment, generated preferences, and was not turned off until months after its creation. During that time, the Neutronics battery never ran down. Little Ricky applied a major breakthrough in physics. Its entire data processing platform was powered by the opposing force. That force was acquired through the creation of a near-neutral state, hence neutronics. The signal being processed is neutricity. Little Ricky was way ahead of its time. No one believed a machine could think, especially if it did not have a single computer inside of it. No one expected a breakthrough in artificial intelligence could come from anywhere but MIT or some other massively funded university project. If artificial intelligence was not a computer program, no one would look at it. So NTC changed focus to software. Roach is a computer game where the player tries to confuse the roach, attempting to spray him with bug spray. With settings to change intellect from smart to dumb, the roach is hard to catch and even harder to spray as the game progresses. As a software demonstration application, Roach was fun, but it may as well have been smoke and mirrors. Without releasing the software code, no one could tell that the architectural programming environment it was running in did not have instructions or rules or a database to draw from. NTC closed down as it ran out of money. Its purpose, though, had been fulfilled. Neutronics was proven to not only exist within the electromagnetic spectrum, but that it was easily applied to data processing and transmission. The resulting algorithm application to brain function was proven to create a duplicate of an elementary brain. The use of the algorithm in architectural programming environment protocols was proven. It was just not time. In 1999, Medeas Corporation was formed to develop IE, Infinite Encryption, which was marketed under the name IDO to offer greater-than-military encryption email services using the same algorithm as Nutricity. From IE arose the Ching Financial Transaction System, which provided a hacker-proof internet-based cash transaction platform. Medeas Corporation closed in early 2001. In the years following, while waiting for the right time, the Recall Find Engine was created. It worked as the primary search tool for addrum.com for 2 years and searched Anticy.org for 3 years before being taken offline. Recall is the near-ultimate software platform memory application that works in natural language to find concepts in spider documents by using the exact same algorithmic process that results in brain memory without that pesky forgetting thing. Many applications were created and shelved during the new century. The right time would come when Nutricity would be understood and a need would be present. Today, the need for a new energy has never been greater. The need for more accurate security monitoring has never been greater. The need for a new method of combating disease has never been greater. While Homeland Security is searching people looking for prohibited items and chemicals, Nutricity can be used to identify the unique frequency signature of each form of matter. And now, people have had enough experience searching the internet to want a solution that provides answers to the concepts sought, and not another long list of possible answers to manually search through. Instead of a harsh and often wrong square wave process of filtered words and quantity, Recall employs a trinary process of sine wave fluid functions to create a concept value. Neutronics Technologies Corporation was formed from the greatest discovery in modern-day physics. Dark energy is within everything. It is not a larger presence in the universe than any other form of energy. It is the energy field that permits electromagnetism to exist at all. Einstein was right. By tapping it, we have provided the most efficient and the most environmentally friendly new energy ever found. By applying the math of everything to software, we have opened the vast door of intelligent programs and have enabled solutions to depression and other mental disorders by understanding the foundational causes of them. Now, the time is right.